What's up, guys? This is the Erie Better Beer Bureau back at you with another beer review. I'm Pat,
Mark,
and Maury. Today we've got one from Stout's Brewery out of Adamstown, Pennsylvania. I mean, oddly enough, we've never done a beer from Stout's, even though they're from our home state. And this is a limited release from them. It was brewery only. It is their red wine barrel aged Old Abominable barley wine. So Mark tracked this one down for us, and I think it weighs in at 9.5%, somewhere around there. But we're going to get into it, let you know what we think about it.
Props, by the way, for getting Old Abominable barley wine out without...
Yeah. Well,
there are definitely Venus notes.
Definitely, yeah. It's kind of a mild aroma, but it's certainly pleasant. And wine is the first thing I got.
yeah, and you're definitely getting the barley wine, aroma coming out in it. Butterscotch, a little bit of the barrel.
There's definitely I mean, the first thing definitely that hits you is the wine, but there is a rich malty character underneath it.
There is. It doesn't smell hoppy. And so now, I don't, and this is relatively fresh still, so I'm thinking it might be more of an English barley wine.
And there is kind of an aroma of like right after you bite into a juicy plum, I'm kind of getting that.
Yeah, there is a fruitiness to it, a hint of caramel, but not as much caramel as you normally get out of a barley wine.
The aroma you get is pleasant, but it isn't just in your face.
It is not. I agree.
It's a subdued aroma.
Yeah. Cheers.
Actually, this beer, I mean, the wine is considerably stronger on the aroma than it is on the taste. Much oakier on the taste than on the aroma, though.
I agree, but I think the wine is there.
Oh, yeah.
It's there on the taste. Yeah. It's not an overly thick barley wine.
No.
I don't know if I'd go so far as to call it thin, but it's on the lighter side of medium.
It is, yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if the barrel had anything to do with, knocking that mouthfeel down a little bit, but it is definitely a little bit thinner.
I'll tell you what, like, a lot of the classic barley wine flavors are kind of hard to find in this beer, even. It's surprisingly low-key. It's not nearly as bold as I expected. There's a lot of subtle flavor in this beer.
There is a lot of subtle flavor in it, but there is certainly there's no off-putting flavor.
No.
There's no tartness. There's no weird flavors in it. It tastes good, but it is a rather light barley wine, and for that reason, I think it's good that the wine isn't too much more prominent, because if there was much more of a wine character on this, it would really overtake the beer.
Yeah, I agree. This is a different beer, and it's kind of different than my expectations for it were. I'm really kind of missing some of the barley wine character in this beer. It's pretty strong with, I mean, you get some good red wine flavors. There's a really nice oaky flavor and aroma to it. But I'm kind of looking, every sip I take this beer, I'm kind of looking for a little bit more out of it. Looking for a little more richness, a little more boldness, a little more balance to it. Which isn't to say it's not pleasant. As we already said, it's real easy to drink, and you can get yourself into trouble with this beer pretty quickly, I think. That being said, I'm going to give this beer a 3.75 out of 5. Above average, enjoyable, still looking for a little more out of it.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Pat. I think it's a 3.75. It's a really good beer, and I'm enjoying it, but two key words, richness and boldness. Those are something you think of when you come to, words you think of when you're drinking a really good barley wine. And although the flavors in this are good, and I like the balance of wine, oak, and barley wine, but I could use everything just kicked up a notch. And so for that reason, it is a really good beer, but I'm going to give it a 3.75 out of 5.
All right, I'm going to drop it just a little bit. I'm going to go 3.5. You know, again, you know what everything these guys said. I mean, it is a very enjoyable beer, and we're knocking it back pretty quick actually, because it's real drinkable. But I think the barrel characters might have just knocked out that barley wine body just a little bit too much, a little bit too thin. And some of the nice flavors that this has are just a little bit too low key for me. Again, it's a good beer. You know, I'm glad I had it, and you know, I'll probably get it again. But yeah, I'd go 3.5.
All right, guys. Till next time.
Cheers.